When was the last time you felt like a kid in a candy store?
I don't know. I don't care about actual candy that much. Uh, Maybe the last time I was looking for tablets to buy, like I was looking for what else to buy, and then I'll search for whatever's out there and like do my research, and it can be an interesting experiment looking for the best toy.
When was the last time you felt like a kid in a candy store?
So there's this candy store at SFO Airport that okay. I used to go through SFO all the time, like maybe once a month. And it was always like the same area because of the plane. Anyway, there was this candy shop that was the only candy shop I've ever found that had chocolate covered peaches. You know, like you can get like chocolate covered blueberries that are like blue color, like chocolate covered cherries or like cherries. They had chocolate covered peaches. And so I would always go in before I got on my plane. I would just buy like a massive bag of them, and then I like bring them to Seattle. Like, I have brought you from afar. You know. Anyway, I would always have so much fun doing that. I would look forward to leaving so I could do that. But last time I went, they had stopped selling them. So I said that I wanted to complain to the manager. I was like, I came from far away to this one candy shop for this one thing. And they were like, we'll think about it. We're like literally the only person buying this. So.
Yeah, not the same reaction.
What?
I was going to say not the same reaction as the chocolate chip cookies at the coffee place.
Yeah. I'm used to my privilege. I'm like, what? I ask and it appears. Yeah, I do actually like candy shops. I find them very fun. I'm vegetarian, so I can't eat a lot of it, but I'll get the stuff I can. Yeah.
When was the last time you felt like a kid in a candy store?
I always feel like a kid in a candy store. I think I never left the candy store. You know, I think we have a job that is pretty nice, no? Because it's you are always doing new things. If you get bored of something, we are being paid to stop doing whatever is boring and do something new. That's what we are paid for. So it's just an amazing job, and I always feel very excited. You know, it happens to me quite often that I feel overexcited just because of one new project or something that we just did, and yeah. So I feel like I never left the candy store.
Yeah. When was the last time you felt like a kid in a candy store?
Last time I felt like a kid in a candy store, when I remember recently finding, well, for example, with this woodworking thing still recently, I realized like I learned to use new tools, and then once I had this new tool, I felt like I could order all these tools and get all these ways of working with, and it was really nice. Also, I've been making cheese, and you can order all these different molds, and they all do something different, and then you can experiment with them. And so that's been really fun too.
Yeah.
And what else? Yeah, but decorating also. I wanted new cushions, and I went to Etsy and I found this seller that has like a million things that I like. There's lots of things. Like, I think it's very easy to find stuff that I get excited about. Little things.
Yeah. When was the last time you felt like a kid in a candy store?
I think when I go to a really big bookstore, okay, I think, and sadly these are dying, but I think that in Europe, you're like in Britain, in London, or Oxford, or sometimes you have these amazing bookstores.
Yeah.
And I just enjoy that atmosphere.
Yeah.
Okay. I think a museum as well. Certain museums, you have the same feeling. So I would say bookstores and museums.
Yeah. When was the last time you felt like a kid in a candy store?
Well, I mean, in a way, a candy store wouldn't be a bad answer. I do really like candy, but I've not. There was a period that I would exaggerate in terms of eating candy, but I've stopped doing that now. Whenever, well, there's this like this pub where you can play also board games. Like you can run board games there, and actually the waiters they wait like not just drinks but also board games. So they'll ask you what you want to play, what kind of games you like, and so on. That I really like, and it's kind of exciting because you'll probably discover something new, and there's so many like different board games now that it's really hard to have tried everything. So that's one. Also whenever I go to the wine store, I think I oftentimes come out with more bottles than I was supposed to buy. I thought, oh, that looks interesting. Oh, how about this? Never tried that. That's my other quote unquote candy store, I guess.
Yeah. When was the last time you felt like a kid in a candy store?
A kid in a candy store. I guess I took a weekend last weekend or the one before. Now I forget. Either the last weekend or the one before. I took a 4-day weekend away with 2 of my girlfriends, just the 3 of us, and we went down to Prince Edward County, which is an area with a lot of wine tasting, and we took our bikes and we just went on a long bike ride to one of the beach on the local lake, and then we came back, stopped at a vineyard, and there was like the sun is shining. There's like a musician on stage. We're outside in the yard tasting a glass of wine and just chatting, and the vines are there full of grapes, and it was just beautiful. The whole weekend was great, but that kind of moment of like the sun setting, the music, it was amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
That does sound amazing.
Yeah.
When was the last time you felt like a kid in a candy store?
There's a shop in Portland, Oregon. It's not a candy. Well, it is literally a candy store because they sell chocolate. They also sell. The chocolate is fine. I like chocolate, but that wasn't what made me excited. One of the other 2 or 3 things they sell in this shop is cocktail bitters. And they have like a wall of all kinds of different cocktail bitters, and you can taste any of them.
Oh, wow.
And when I go to Portland, I budget an hour to go to that shop.
Yeah.
Assuming I'm not flying home, which doesn't make much sense for Portland. Because it's only 2 hours away. Yeah.
When was the last time you felt like a kid in a candy store?
Well, it's hard to answer. Possibly when I went to Google, with all this computing power, possibly then. But the candy is behind boxes, like I don't really code there, so I just have to watch other people open the boxes. maybe when I buy books, I feel like a kid in a candy store.
When was the last time you felt like a kid in a candy store?
So I am interpreting this question as a metaphor, like you're excited about too many choices you have. I think it happens to me when I go to like an Indian restaurant or Indian like a snack place and I am super hungry. Then I'm like, I also want this, I can eat this, I can eat that. Like I would order a bunch of things and then eat tiny portions of each of them. So yeah.
Yeah. When was the last time you felt like a kid in a candy store?
It would have been, I was gonna say I'd gone to Cambodia and visited the basically the temples, and I felt like a kid in the candy store because one of them was the Indiana Jones Temple of Doom. And I like, that's, you know, one of my favorite movies, and I was like totally geeking out. So yes.
Yeah. When was the last time you felt like a kid in a candy store?
Well, literally, I like went to a candy store in Chicago like a year or two ago. I like that a lot. I think I don't know, I guess maybe that's the closest. There's like a candy store in Chicago that has like all these like really bright colors. Like they have a rainbow wall that's like all different, like all red things and all yellow things and orange and green. It's really cool.
When was the last time you felt like a kid in a candy store?
Oh, all the time. I feel like I can never grow up in that sense. Like I'm always just too excited, you know. And that's what I miss by not having this in-person interaction, because usually I'm the one who's like kind of standing up, using my hands, and laughing. So I kind of like to bring that energy and excitement into everything I do. And for me, like learning about new problems, that's what makes me feel like a kid in the candy store.
Yeah. When was the last time you felt like a kid in a candy store?
I actually like candy. So I think anytime I'm in a candy store, I do feel like a kid in a candy store. But I don't know what that means. I think that if it means faced with the kind of paradox of choice, that's maybe not it. I think that I think there are lots of times when I feel a sense of joy with what I'm doing. And that is, I try to find that in pretty much everything I'm doing. But I think it's cultivating an attitude and it's a skill. And so, you know, I try to find that even when I'm cleaning a drain.
When was the last time you felt like a kid in a candy store?
Almost every day.
Yeah, that sounds nice. When was the last time you felt like a kid in a candy store?
Kid in a candy store. Ah, that's interesting. I don't know. Yeah, I don't recall a time where. Is that referring to something like you're become very excited of something? Yeah, maybe something like when I kind of take. So we have a lot of like membership about this children museum in all these areas. So I sometimes I kind of would bring the when before COVID, like bring the kids to the children museum where kind of everything's new, and then sometimes I also feel excited about that. It's because kind of they are excited, so I get to very excited as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.